The 2025-2026 Premier League season is around the corner, so let's predict some things. Let's predict the top 6, the top 4, the champions, the bottom 3, the top scorer, top assister, young player of the year, manager of the year, first manager to get sacked. Let's predict all these things. I expected some movements before the season. They haven't happened yet. Let's see what happens at the end of August. Maybe some things happen, some things change. But for now, we're going with what we have as of today. As of this recording, we're going with what we have. So my top 6. Now, before I mention some of the teams in my top 6, I have to account for the teams playing in European competitions. Champions League, Europa League, maybe even Conference League with Crystal Palace, right? I have to account for those teams. And with me accounting for those teams, I actually have Manchester United coming in 6th. And it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. But one of Manchester United's biggest problems last season was goals, right? They struggled to score goals. Chances fell to Garnacho, to Xerxes. Chances could fall to Højlund, but he was in terrible positioning, all that. Now you have Mbeumo, who you know has scored 20 Premier League goals before, can probably give you anywhere from 15 to 20. Same with Cunha. You can expect him to score you some goals. And now Sesko, you can also expect some goals from him. So all of the things that Manchester United struggled with, they've addressed the goals issue. Now it's a matter of how they set up, how they play, etc., etc. But the goals problem should be gone for now, at least. And I think when I look at the defense, they have able defenders. Maguire, De Ligt, Lisandro Martinez if he's fit, Lenny Yoro is a talented defender, and you have Mazraoui, who's a good right wing back, right back, whatever. If you want to play Ahmad there as well, I think Ahmad will start there, but he's a good player. Dogu's a good player. The midfield is a bit of an issue, but you have so much talent around that midfield that all you need is just the managers to get the best out of them. And the main reason that they're my top 6, no European football. So you get time to really practice and train. And that was Amarim's complaint last season is we don't have time to practice. We don't have time to train. I can't get these players playing the way I want them to play. He can do that now. So Manchester United are finishing in 6th place for me. In 5th place, I actually think Brighton will finish in 5th place. Again, it's another case of Champions League football, Europa League football. Who has the squad and who has the time available to get the best out of their squad, right? I think Brighton has that. They have extremely talented players across the pitch, right? Kadioglu, hopefully he's back. Obviously, you still have Hinshelwood in your defense. If they can keep hold of Baleba, that would be great. You have talented Matt O'Reilly, Jorginho Rutter. You still have Mitoma. There's so many players in the squad that can score, that can attack, that can get you goals. And they fell off last season, yes. I think it was some of Hurtzler's inexperience. But now a season removed from that, you can expect him to be a little bit wiser in how he sets his team up. And I think, yes, losing João Pedro is a big loss, but he didn't really score a crazy amount of goals. He scored a lot of pens. He didn't really score consistently, so it's not like they're losing so many goals. They still scored 66 goals or somewhere around there last season. They can do that again this season. I truly believe other players will step up, and they can do that this season. All right? Now, this is where it gets interesting because I think we all have the same top 4, but it's a matter of which order this top 4 is coming in, right? In 4th place, I actually have Arsenal. I have Arsenal finishing 4th. And the reason for this is, and I might have egg on my face at the end of the season, but the reason that I'm putting Arsenal at 4th is because I think the 2 teams behind that I'm going to put above them actually made significant steps to surpassing them in this summer window, right? And I'll talk on those things a little bit more going forward. But what Arsenal really needed were top tier quality attackers. Because their defense is a rock. You can rely on the defense to do what it needs to do. But it's the attacking that's always bothered me. And not just the attacking, but the way Arteta sets his team up to play. It's like, give Saka the ball and hope for the best. I don't like watching football like that. Right? I know it sounds pretty ironic coming from a Liverpool fan, but we weren't as one-man teamed as Arsenal is. And they haven't addressed that issue. The creativity issue with Odegaard kind of slowing everything down, stopping attacks. Declan Rice he's a box-to-box midfielder, but he's not really a creative midfielder. Zumeni's a great addition, yes. But signing Madueke is the same thing as signing Trossard and signing Martinelli. You haven't upgraded in that position whatsoever. Like there's no gap between your starter and your bench guy. It's the same kind of level. Gyökeres is an unknown quantity in the Premier League. We don't know what he's gonna do yet. Yes, he did well in the Championship. Yes, he did well in the Portuguese league, but the Premier League is a different beast, right? And I think he'll do well, but I don't know yet. So I can't bank on what I don't know yet. If that makes sense. So I think Arsenal, and I think this top four race is not gonna be like 20 points between first and fourth. I think it's gonna be maybe 10 points. It's gonna be a really tight race. But I do think that Arsenal starts to fall away. And this logic that because they finish second, they're just going to finish first or keep finishing second, I think is just misguided. I don't think that's how football will work. Like I said, the two teams I put above them have made significant steps to lap them. And that takes me to number 3, Man City. Man City still has a lot to do. I truly believe that. I think they still have a lot to do. But one thing that Man City has in abundance is attacking threat, right? The likes of Shirky, Foden, I know he had a bad season, but he's still Foden. Marmoush, who I think will perform better this season. Doku. You still have, Savino might leave, but Reinders right behind them, who's a great box-to-box attacking mid threat from deeper in midfield. And obviously the best goal scorer in world football, Erling Haaland. That's a lot of potential to score goals in that team. Contrast that to Arsenal. Do you see the same attacking power in Arsenal's team that you see in Man City's? No. And I think what offsets that is the defensive capabilities of Arsenal. And that's where Man City's defensive capabilities, I think, will hurt them this season, right? I don't trust the individual defenders, individually. I don't trust them. Right, I don't trust Ruben Diaz that much. I don't trust John Stones. I don't trust Akanji, Ake. I don't trust these guys like that. And not to mention, Ainori is a great attacking fullback, but defensively, he's not going to be that great. And I didn't mention Guardiola. Guardiola is a great player. Playing Martinez Nunez at right back, I'm not buying that. James Trafford, will he start? Because Pep has this weird fixation of he'll play Ederson, then he'll play Ortega, and then you play Ederson. Who he's gonna play? If you're gonna play Trafford, I trust Trafford more than those other two at this current moment to keep more clean sheets, to make more saves. I trust him more. If Ederson can stick to Trafford and kind of make sure he's the general of that defense, I can have more faith in Man City finishing where I'm putting them. Rodri's gonna be out for a month or so, or maybe a couple months. That's gonna hurt them. So Man City finishing third is entirely reliant on their attack clicking. And we know with Pep, attacks will click. It was rough last season. Let's see what it is this season, because I think they have a lot more attacking talent this season than they did last season. A lot better attacking talent than at the start of last season. So I have Man City finishing third. Second place, I'm going to go with Chelsea. I'm going to go with Chelsea because I think Chelsea in 2025 is probably the informed team in the Premier League. Winning the Conference League, winning the Club World Cup, and how they're playing football right now is enjoyable to watch. Obviously, not. I don't want it to happen in the Premier League, but what I saw in the preseason and what I see that they're building, Maresca has an identity, he has a plan, and he has attackers. He has guys that are hungry and guys that are gelling well. Right, Paul Palmer at the center of everything. Esteval has looked good. Japregi's looked incredible. Liam Delap scored 2 goals against Milan. You still have Pedro Neto. Jamie Gittins is an incredible 1v1 creative player. This is so much attacking talent. So much. I know the defense, might not be as you can't rely on it as with Arsenal or maybe even with Liverpool in terms of the center back quality, but overall the team is good. Caicedo protecting that back line. Santos can be in there. Enzo can be in there depending on the matchup. Lavia can be in there. There's so many options. I don't trust Sanchez. I don't really trust their center backs. Cucurella and Reece James are good, but I don't trust the center backs. So that core back three kind of goalkeeper center back combination, I don't trust that. But like I said, there's so much attacking talent They're going to control games so much. They're going to put so much pressure on teams throughout the season that I genuinely believe they'll score a lot of goals that will offset whatever defensive frailties they might have. And that's why I have them second. The inexperience challenging for a title might be what hurts them, but I have them finishing in second place because of the talent that they have. And in first place, bias aside, it's Liverpool. And it's Liverpool for a couple of reasons. One, I think that Arne Slot has started to rebuild this team in his own image, right? Playing the football that he wants them to play. I think we're going to see a lot going through Florian Wirtz this season. I think a lot is going to be taken off Salah's shoulders, maybe to preserve him for, throughout the season. Don't let him burn out, because he always burns out. Second half of the season, he always burns out because he carries so much of a load. The goal scoring load, the creativity load, he carries so much of the load. More is going to go through Florian Wirtz. More is going to be on Ekitike's plate. McAllister and Gravenberch are a great duo. Soberslien there in certain games will do a job as well. Gakpo, hopefully we see Rio. Liverpool just has they might not have the flashiest names, like Chelsea has all these attackers, Man City has all these attackers, but one thing they have is they have the best attacking chemistry of all these teams so far, right? They have the most attacking, and they have the winners, the reigning Premier League champions, likes of Robertson in your dressing room, Van Dijk obviously leading the defense, Konate, Frimpong, who's looked great, Kirkesh, who's looked great. It's going to be interesting to see how they fix that back line, because having two new fullbacks is going to be a challenge. But you still have the best goalkeeper in the league, in my opinion, the best defender in the league, the best winger or maybe the best overall player in the league. Having 3-4 of the best kind of players in the league in their positions, I think gives you a little bit of an edge to win the league. Not to mention you've already won the league. Not to mention you have so much quality in your team. Just on a player-to-player basis, you have so much quality in your team. If Isak joins, I'm way more confident in this prediction. But for now, I think it's a close title race where each of these teams finish within 10, 15 points of each other. And I might be wrong in the order, but I think the four that are there will finish there. So, Newcastle 6th. Sorry, I didn't say Newcastle 6th. I said Manchester United 6th. Manchester United 6th. Brighton 5th. Arsenal 4th. Man City 3rd. Chelsea 2nd. Liverpool 1st. And now to the relegation battle. I hate being that guy that says 3 up, 3 down, but it's looking like that yet again. Now, of the 3 teams that I'm seeing come up, the team I have the most confidence in staying up is actually Burnley, because of the business that they've done, because of how defensively strong they were. I know they've lost their goalkeeper, but I also trust their attackers a little bit more, right? Amdouni, I think, is a great player. When I contrast him to the other attackers on the other teams, maybe like Perot for Leeds. I know Bamford did a decent job in the Premier League last time he was here, but I don't trust either of these teams. I don't really trust either of their managers either, right? People talk a lot about how Brentford has lost all these players, but I still trust that the squad that Brentford has is better than the squad that these teams have, right? Or I think Brentford is really the only team that are plummeting into the relegation battle. But I still think they have enough quality. So I have to put, yet again, the 3 teams coming up are the 3 teams going down: Leeds, Burnley, Sunderland. And the reason for that is simply, I just can't trust these teams. I couldn't trust Burnley last time. I couldn't trust Leeds last time. Why should I trust them now? Why should I trust that a Premier League established team, maybe a Wolves or a Brentford or whoever else, why would I trust that they'll finish below these teams that I have no idea what they're going to give me so far? So I hope I'm wrong. I especially hope Sunderland stays up, because I think they're Premier League, a caliber team. The Stadium of Light is an incredible stadium. And actually, if any of these teams were to stay up, I would think it would be Sunderland, because of the quality in their team. Enzo Lefebvre is an incredible creative midfielder. Obviously, you have Xhaka, Adingra from Brighton. They've signed quality players. So if any team were to stay up of the 3, I think it would be Sunderland. So I'll probably go with Burnley 20, Leeds 19, Sunderland 18. But I think it would be a close relegation, but I don't think it will be decided by match week 30. I think it's going to be a very close relegation battle. Top scorer. I think I'm only going one direction with this, and it's Erling Haaland. I mentioned the attacking players that are going to be playing behind Haaland this season. There should be so many chances that fall his way yet again. There should, barring injury, this guy should score 30 goals this season. It sounds like I'm even exaggerating, because you have so much creativity behind you. You need to supply the goals, and I think he will. I think the main guys kind of challenging him for this would be Salah, but with AFCON, with a lot more going through Verts this season, maybe he's even off pens. I don't think Salah wins the Golden Boot this season. With Gyökeres, I could see that happening, but I don't trust Arsenal's attack more than I trust, Man City or Liverpool's attack. So I can't yet put him at the top of my list, right? Chelsea, I think they have too many players playing in the front line. There's not gonna be enough one guy that can get enough goals to challenge for the top scorer. So Erling Haaland is my top scorer, and I think most people would agree with that. He's the best striker in the world. He's going to score the most goals in the Premier League this season. Top assister, I'm actually going to go with Florian Wirtz. And the reason I'm going with Florian Wirtz is because not only do I think he's probably the most creative player in the Premier League, without even playing in the Premier League, I think he's already probably the most creative player. His ability to pick every kind of pass under the sun with both feet, by the way. I think that's a key thing for me, is his ability, two-footed ability, his tight space control. He can pick any pass in the book. And I think there's going to be a more of a reliance on him to control Liverpool's attack, kind of get everything gelling together, because he's going to be in a central role. I think that's where you see him get so many assists, right? I know the likes of Shirky might create a lot of chances, but I'm looking at more so minutes that Shirky plays. Will he start every game? I doubt it, right? Pep likes to rotate. Pep has favorites for half of the season, favorites for another half of the season. With Arsenal, Saka, yes, he might be a leading assister, but can I trust Saka to stay fit the whole season? Can I trust Arteta to position Saka in a position to get the most assists in the league? I don't trust the football that he plays right now. So I'm not sure I can even see a world where Saka is just, creating 20 assists, right? It's difficult for me to see that. I think with Liverpool, there's so many attackers that, first of all, you have to worry about Salah. He still get the most attention in the Premier League, probably, other than Haaland. So that gives Wirtz a little bit more freedom, more creativity, more opportunity to create more chances. That's kind of where I'm looking at it. And I think Liverpool will score the most goals in the Premier League, which gives him the best opportunity to get the most assists as well, right? And I think it kind of makes sense where the top assist or the top scorer will be kind of in a top 4 team. So Florian Wirtz is my top assister for this season. Best young player. Now, the best young player is a difficult one, because you have to finish probably in a certain position in the league. You have to finish probably top 6 to get this award. And because of that reason, I'm going with Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think he improves on last season. Some of the bonehead decisions, the red cards, the tackles, the yellow cards, the young player decisions that you're going to make as an 18-year-old coming into the team. I think he kind of starts to eliminate some of those errors out of his game. He gets more comfortable, and also will challenge for the title, I think, for most of the season. And I think he will be probably the best young player overall. I thought about Lucas Bergvall. I don't know how much he'll play, if he will start every game. Paulina's come in, Bentancur's still there, Sarr's still there, Basuma's still there. There's a lot of competition in his position, so I don't know if he'll play all those minutes, but I like him. I think if anybody could challenge Lewis-Skelly, I would pick him. And I said it's under 21 for me. I know the Premier League says under 23, but under 21 for me, because obviously Baleba is still there. Who knows? Maybe Kobe Manu has a breakout season, or I don't know. It's difficult to decide who will win it. But I'm going with Miles Lewis-Skelly for now. Now, we've talked about the top four or top six, top four champions. We've talked about the bottom three, top scorer, top assister, young player of the year. Who is the first manager to get sacked? The first manager to get sacked is probably going to be a manager in the bottom three or bottom fighting relegation. It would be easy for me to say a newly promoted team. A newly promoted team, they struggle, but I don't think that's the best course of action to just sack a newly promoted team's manager. I actually think the manager that might struggle the most is Keith Andrews for Brentford. And the reason for this is because you've lost your best player, your captain, and your manager, the likelihood of you staying in the top 15 all season is drastically lower. They finished 10th last season. I anticipate that they finish around 13 to 17. But the pressure of relegation, maybe 5 losses in 6 games, that might provoke Brentford to be like, okay, let's sack this guy. Let's try something new. Someone that can give us a bit more of a breathing room, right? I don't think Brentford are going to go down. But I do think they will have enough bad results that it will put pressure on them to sack their manager. And it's a tough one to call. I could easily say Daniel Farker for Leeds is the manager that will get sacked because they'll go down, they'll struggle for most of the season. But I'm trying to think from a perspective of which team could have the biggest drop off from last season. That could make them be motivated to sack their manager. And I think Keith Andrews might be the first, victim of that. Honorable mentions: Ruben Amorim, Arteta. If things don't go, if Arsenal really struggle this season, which I think is on the books, it could happen. The pressure, the mounting pressure, the expectation, it really could happen. Nah, but that's not happening. I think it's Keith Andrews. I think Keith Andrews is the first manager to get sacked. October, November. I don't want to see Brentford go down because I like the club. I like kind of what they've built. But that's kind of where I'm going with that. Player of the year, the most coveted personal award in the Premier League, and this is the most difficult one for me to choose because I think the league is going to be so competitive this year that whoever wins the league is going to be the player of the year, and I say that, but I also think any of the top 4 teams can have the player of the year, right? So I think Liverpool win the league, but with Salah missing, AFCON, and I anticipate Egypt will go far in that competition. I think with a lot of the load being shared around in Liverpool's team, I think I don't think a Liverpool player wins it. But if they did, it would be Salah or Wirtz. I actually think Erling Haaland wins player of the year. And I think he wins it because I said he scores 30 goals, and I think Man City will mount a championship push that will push him towards that player of the year. And that's just my thinking. I think if Arsenal were to finish first or second, you might be looking at Saka or even Gyökeres, but I don't have them finishing there. If Chelsea were to win the league or finish very close to Liverpool and Cole Palmer has an incredible season again, then he could win it. But I think Haaland's goals, just his sheer amount of goals that he will score this season, will propel him to winning player of the year. Surprise team. Now, surprise team is a tough one. Is a tough one to gauge, right? Because let me just talk about some of the teams that I've been thinking about for this category. There isn't any, because I can't think of what to expect outside of Everton. Everton is the team that I actually think will be the biggest surprise this season. Everton can finish in any of the European places, not top 4, obviously, and maybe not even Europa League, but they can finish Conference League. I firmly believe that. As a Liverpool fan, I have no hate towards Everton. I don't really consider them my rivals. They're just there. So I have no reason to hate on Everton. But I think the business that they're doing this summer is incredible. Bringing in Jack Grealish is a very, very good move. Let's just pull up their squad real quick, because they've made some some great signings, right? Tieno Barry, I remember watching him in Villarreal last season. Big, strong. It's kind of a Beto variant, but I think he's more technically gifted than Beto is. So I expect him to score a couple goals, maybe 10. I expect him to score, right? Obviously, Iliman Ndiaye is still there. He's he's probably the best player last season. Dewsbury Hall is there. Dwight McNeil is an incredibly talented, gifted wand of a left foot. So they're making certain signings that I like. Those 3 signings specifically, I like. Grealish is not over the line yet, but he's coming in, right? And keeping Branthwaite is a great move. And you still have Pickford, who's a very good goalkeeper. So Everton can really, really challenge for European spots, and I think they will. The reason I don't have teams like Aston Villa, I don't think they'll be surprised. They'll just be around the European spots again. They didn't sign anybody. They didn't really lose anybody. They'll just be there. Newcastle, Brighton, Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a team that could really struggle. Let's see what happens with them. Losing four of your back 5 in one summer window is a ridiculous thing to happen. But I think Everton are the team that will surprise a lot of people. I said Manchester United will finish in the top 6, but I don't think it's a surprise. I think people see the business and the quality of play that they brought in. Manchester United have easily propelled themselves to basically a top 6 attack already. Call me crazy, but can you name 5 attacks better than Manchester United's? Yes, the top 4. Yes, you can say them, but I mean, if Newcastle United lose Isak, they don't have a better attack than Manchester United has. If Brighton don't, in my opinion, Aston Villa don't. None of these teams have a better attack than Manchester United. So I can confidently see them finishing in the European spots. I don't think it's so much of a surprise, because of the quality of the team, the quality of the manager this season. I think he's going to perform a lot better than he did last season. So those are my predictions. Those are the teams. This is where I see a lot of the teams. I see a lot of movement, and I don't think we're seeing the same exact order that we saw last season in the top 4. I don't think we're seeing the same 5 through 8. I think we're going to see a lot of change, a lot of movement, and it's. I think I could have gone so many safe options. I could have gone Arsenal 2nd. I could have gone Chelsea 3rd or Man City 4th or whatever. Liverpool 1st. I could have gone Newcastle 5th but I have to think about how I've seen teams struggle when they had European football. How Newcastle struggled last season, 2 seasons ago with European football. They didn't sign anybody to alleviate the squad depth issue. Every player that they wanted did not go to them. So it's not like they have a stronger squad. They have the same kind of caliber squad with more responsibility now. To me, that's worrying for them. So let me know what you guys think about all these predictions. Your top 6, your top 4, your champions, your bottom 3, your top scorer, your top assister, your first manager to get sacked, young player of the year, and your surprise team. Who kind of do you guys see surprising you the most in terms of players? Actually, players that surprise you the most. I'm interested to hear. And actually, let's add that in real quick. The player that will surprise people the most, I think, this season is Hugo Ekitike. I think Liverpool's forward line is thin, and Ekitike is going to provide a lot going forward. His link-up play with Wirtz in that Community Shield, his ability to stretch the back line, his finishing ability, I think he's going to surprise I don't think a lot of people watched him in the Bundesliga last season in Frankfurt. We saw some glimpses against Spurs in the Europa League. People are going to see a lot more from this guy, and this guy is incredible. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Liverpool fan. He's incredible. Honorable mentions for kind of surprise packages, players that people may have not seen, too much. I think Gyökeres, people haven't seen a lot of him. They just know his stats, but he's gonna bang a lot of goals, I think. For Chelsea, hear me out. Jamie Gittins, I think he's gonna be an incredible player for Chelsea, and he can steal that starting left wing spot. I genuinely believe that Jamie Gittins can do that. And Tijani Reinders for Man City. Some people saw him in the Champions League for AC Milan. You've seen kind of glimpses of him. If you know Leao, you've probably seen some of Reinders. But this guy's incredible. As a box-to-box talent, there's not many better in world football than this guy. So I think those are just some honorable mentions of surprise packages. But I think Ekitike will be kind of the biggest wow. Like I didn't expect this, but this is what I'm getting. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Like this video, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very, very soon. Peace out.